going to be, of course, opting to go for the classic Lucina and Beast as well with Pokemon Trainer on PS2.
All right, a fairly traditional matchup, all things considered. Squirtle gets in, gets the damage. Ivysaur can extend the ledge guards. Charizard secures things if necessary. But Lucina kind of has a similar game plan across all of them. Just a matter of how well she can keep them out and keep them locked down. Because if the mons start moving too much is where there's a bit of a problem for Lucina.
So the real struggle for Lucina is somebody who has good, fast, grounded options. And I feel like there's truly nobody else in Ultimate that exemplifies good, fast, grounded options quite like Squirtle. He's able to get into, he has safe tilts, he has an incredible way to get grabs and jab blocks, and just like that. Look at that. Yeah, no, Beast was just able to get into. But the way that Stretch likes to play, which is extremely grounded and out of shield, catching an opponent overcommitting or jumping in, how do you catch Squirtle when that's how you opt to play?
It's a really good way of playing counter to what the character's tools are expected of, and generally speaking, just boxing out for control of main stage is really important for all portions of Trainer. The reliance on Squirtle here, though, I love. Unfortunately, I don't like withdraw. That's not a good button. That's going to get you punished, and we're going to see the immediate swap over to Charizard.
And then back to Squirtle. I agree with this choice so well because it's a little bit difficult to find those hits on Squirtle to begin with. And Squirtle does have that grounded mobility once again to be able to get into, oh my, God bless Ultimate and multi-hits.
Yeah, no, that was potentially really grim. But even then, that's still a lot of damage all of a sudden.
And again, Beast is just doing an excellent job of just keeping Stretch off stage and in the corner. Stretch, once again, getting a little bit fancy, using side B1 off stage, not able to find that follow-up. That empty hop was so powerful, but Stretch, once again, just falling out of all these multi-hits.
Yeah, it seemed like Beast was getting a little cheeky at the end of the time Squirtle spent on stage. Doesn't need it, though. Up air from Ivysaur, going to be finishing out the stock. Stretch has got to figure out something for slowing down this Pokemon Trainer.
But right now, I mean, where Stretch really thrives is in finding those edge guards and in those ledge traps. And once he does have Beast off stage, this is where he can take a stock at any point. Beast so confident in his spacing, knowing that he would be able to get in there before Lucina Neutral B can get him.
One thing I think is particularly bold from Beast is how confident he is with his positioning and shielding. Shielding against Lucina is one thing, but shielding against Lucina, he won you. Ugh. I don't really know what happened there, but that is just the break that Stretch needed.
Oh my, and just like that, Stretch is able to make all this damage back up from that one SD. Beast has got to shake this off and get a bit of momentum for themselves, and able to connect a couple of tilts, able to find a forwarder that's just going to be damage upon damage. And wow, look at this timing on catching all these landings with those parries.
Over tilts from Squirtle putting out so much pressure. Stretch is forced to play out from the ledge constantly. But once we see Stretch get just a little bit of room, things get really frisky really quick. This damage caught up so quick.
That empty hop. That empty hop was so powerful.
Oh,
Stretch occupied that dangerous airspace while Beast was stuck in that end lag of side B, made him buffer up B by the time that he landed and was able to find that kill. That was an excellent bait from Stretch. He could have gotten a punish on the end lag of side B, I believe, but he waited out the next option, and he was able to get the kill.
That's crazy how we had such an immaculate game one from Beast, yet we had a Lucina on the windscreen. That's actually wild.
Yeah, that second stock was tragic. It was unfortunate. Sometimes you get pineappled, and that's Smash Bros. You get a little bit too into the flow of things, and you forget that you're under the lip of the stage. Happens to the best of us.
Some characters just really have no say on the matter either, Charizard being one of them, but regardless, I think if Beast plays it out without any snafus, we're very likely seeing a Game 3, because this Squirtle was looking incredibly dominant throughout all portions of that Game 1.
And Beast, once again, his advantage state is so powerful, he just locks Stretch into the corner, and he knows how to optimize his hits. He's able to get so much meat for every single bite. But Stretch, slowing down the pace of the game, really playing patiently on using his shield. I like the idea to go for the timing mix-up just in case Beast went for the 2-frame.
One thing we're seeing is a lot of familiarity between how these players play recently, because they seem to be going for very unorthodox options. And I feel like it's like the player sense kind of deal, and not so much playing out how the matchup is to be expected. So trying to see these two play off of like layers of understanding each other and the whole I know that you know that I know game is really interesting, given how strong both of these players are once they really get their game going.
Look at both of these players with their parries. They're parrying with such confidence. That was an excellent up smash. Beast just, he said, hey, I'm going to sit here and wait, and Stretch ended up rolling in.
No Air there for Charizard. This could be big, but we're not going to see any of the hits miss. They're all missing their mark. That's very rare form for a Beast.
Yeah, there is something very funny about Ultimate and the fact that up tilts in this game really are anti-airs almost exclusively. They have almost no horizontal hitboxes. Beast just missed that hit, but an excellent tech from Stretch, but still finds his way back onto the stage, and Beast, wow. I mean, this is just a completely different Beast from Game 1.
I'll see now. I see you're the one with the puns on deck today.
Yeah.
It's a very fun day for Fusion, isn't it? All right, now Beast making sure this ain't a fun day for Stretch. Immediately off that platform, coming back with the Squirtle. And once again, very impressed with how the Squirtle's able to lock down Lucina, even in the air, a space that she's typically so good at converting into her own sense of control.
Beast just knows how to occupy and pressure with just his positioning. He dashes in, dashes out, makes Stretch retreat back to the ledge, and he keeps on getting so many hits. I mean, he's just catching every single one of Stretch's options.
And the way that Beast has been utilizing back air and down air as well, what are you supposed to do about Squirtle occupying all of this active space? Once again, catching the misattack off of forward tilt. We're going into that game 3. Squirtle definitely proving its value once again.
You just gotta land those techs. Just don't get hit. But yeah, Stretch has definitely been suffering quite a bit Game 1 and Game 2 to some of those jab blocks. Definitely has to make sure that he has that execution nailed down. It's also possible that, he wants to land with an auto cancel and then maybe hold shield. And just maybe is not fully like assessing the timing of when he hits the ground. But you have to hit those techs against Squirtle because otherwise you'll be meeting really untimely ends.
All right, with Game 3 bringing us a small battlefield, contesting for space, I feel, is going to be a very different dynamic here.
That cross-up pivot grab, that was kind of cute. That was pretty cute. I'm pretty impressed with that.
Ultimately, not leading to much, though, as both of these players kind of struggle to find their footing early on. Even damages across the board. And just the little hits here, trying to assert control of the plats. I find it interesting that this battle immediately took itself to controlling the platforms instead of just a typical push out of center stage.
I really like the fact that Stretch is playing around more on platforms, maybe not always choosing to be as grounded against Squirtle, because the way that Beast continues to dominate the ground space, using his tilts, using his dash-ins, and using his grabs, so menacing. That down tilt is not going to be able to find anything. Stretch, I love the way that he spaced up either. He was just able to retreat to ledge safely and reset the situation.
Oh, a good DI from Beast, keeping himself out of the Dancing Blade. I feel like both of these players are playing so risky as well.
Oh my.
What the hell was that?
That was an interesting choice of a direction to hold as you get hit by a Squirtle combo. Fascinating stuff. Stretch, luckily not gonna, be in deficit for too long, able to close out that stock. I love that early up B. Whenever, you get an early hit on an opponent, you have to make sure that your timing is frame tight. Nail is gonna be able to close it out. Stretch's advantage state is just looking absurd right now. Oh my, what is happening?
That stock is just a mile a minute for Beast. He's got to figure out an answer to assert himself on this stage. Otherwise, this game is very well going to Stretch very quickly.
Beast is really trying to overextend at these low percents. He's going for conversions that maybe aren't fully true, and Stretch is ready for a downer out of disadvantage, for an up B out of disadvantage, and as a result is making that situation his and his own.
I feel like with the smaller sense of space that small battlefield provides us as opposed to stadium, Stretch is so much more comfortable with controlling the plats and ledge, and he seems so sure about his positioning with every little interaction that occurs.
Beast is just playing so patiently out of shield. Stretch has not been going for a lot of grabs right now. Stretch, despite the fact that he's really having a strong lead, keeps on being the aggressor.
I mean, when you're able to press your momentum in this type of fashion, you may as well. Because worst case scenario, you look at an even game where the percentage is still in your favor. Best case scenario, your opponent can't breed. They can't pick the options that they want to, and they're constantly forced to go to trades. But Beast playing out this situation really well. Forward tilt from max range is going to bring him back.
Who really tries to go through the scoop with the up tilt, is not going to be able to find it. I like the fact that Stretch jumped out of it instead of putting himself into a tech chase against Charizard. That's almost always a bad idea. Just barely missing the ledge. Trump a little bit too greedy to get back onto the stage. Beast is, oh my.
He's looking for his mark, narrowed back air, not finding it just yet. Forced to return to the stage once more at 123 now, and that shield is broken. And this game is as good as done. Stretch is going to be taking it 2-1.
Yeah.
That was a firm-ass handshake, too.
That is the Game 3, Game 5 Stretch. I have seen him consistently land those shield breakers, last stock, last hit, in almost every single Game 3 Game 5 that I've seen him in. It's just like so much conditioning that actually goes into that. He doesn't start pulling out the shield breaker until much later in the set. When he gets you comfortable sitting in shield, thinking, hey, on the ground, if you're jumping, I can maybe try to fish for a parry, I could try to sit in shield. That is when he starts throwing those out. So that's not really a mix-up that he goes for at the start of the set without the proper conditioning. So that was just so well played from Stretch. That was excellent stuff. Also,